Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box as we are all set to go for what hopefully is going to be a very interesting race. And also a quick reminder here is that we are actually live broadcasting right now. Everything you see for the first time on this channel is all live throughout. For instance, I'm having to move my microphone so you can hear me better. Welcome along then to round 5 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship, the 7th season in 2021. And let me just tell you, we've already got a bizarre look at the calendar right now, as you can see on your screen, because we have raced in Diriyah and Rome. De Vries, Bird, Vernon Van Dorn. We've had 4 different winners from 3 very different constructors. However, the calendar has changed since then. We now run Valencia as a double header before the only single race event of the year comes in Monaco on the 8th of May on the full layout. Marrakesh and Santiago have now been removed from the calendar due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Introduced a new permanent circuit in Puebla of Mexico City, a infield track around an oval. The turn 1 and 4 is part of the oval, so that race is automatically going to be absolutely fantastic to witness as well. That's a double header, as you can see, on the 19th and 20th of June. Going down then, rounds 10 and 11 take part in New York City. That's going to be another exciting race. That's on the 10th and the 11th of July. London back on the calendar. Rounds 12 and 13. 24th to 25th of July, week after the British Grand Prix. London back at the XL. Yes, Berlin as well in there. 14th of August and the 15th of August, rounds 14 and 15. The last race of the championship will take part there. So, it was already pretty exciting, but let's get straight into the action. We haven't got long until all the session starts, so let's take a look what happened in practice for the Valencia ePrix round 5. Well, I certainly do hope that my fading skills are quite good, because we are about to see what happened in the first practice session. Here we are. See, live coverage working extremely well here. I'm loving every second of it. But this is what happened in the first practice session. The cars went out in darkness, actually. The sun was just rising in Valencia. The cars immediately went out, all 24. We did have a lot of lap times deletions for exceeding track limits. Now, that's something we never usually talk about in Formula E, the track limits being a factor, but I hope it was today. Da Costa went top on a 1:27.238 from Gunther. Roland as well. A lot of it, actually. 13 cars, all within a second of each other. Added to that, actually, looking down the order, it was 19 cars separated by 9/10 of a second. That's incredible to look at. Bad session for Blomqvist and Degrassi. Not great for Bird either. He was down in 15th place in that first session. And several drivers also just having several lap times deletions. The track limits effector of this new track. It is a permanent circuit, but it's not the one we use in MotoGP. It is changed in several parts. So, free practice 1 not really working out the way it was supposed to, but it was Da Costa, Gunther, Roland, Vern, Van Dorn, Mortara, Boemi, De Vries, Dennis, Sims, Lynn. Then it was followed as well by Verline, Camera, Cassidy, Bird, Turvey, Muller, Rast, Nato, Lotta, Evans, Frieds, Degrassi, and then from Blomqvist as well, the 24. Not much happened except for the track limits and track line deletions as well. It's going to be mainly interesting to see what's going to happen going in the race as well. And let's take a look at what happened in free practice 2. A seamless fade there. I absolutely love it as well. When everything's starting to go to plan with our new live stream graphics. Free practice 2 then saw the lead go to Max Gunther. For the second race in a row, he's topped a free practice 2 session. He did it on a 1:26.9. Loads more lap times deletions once again, but it was Lynn, De Vries, Da Costa, Roland. They're the ones looking quite strong to go into a possible Super Pole situation as well. As you can tell, the hay fever season is back. Again, I have to mute the microphone. But still, Bird, again, in bad positions, down in 13th place as well. Mortara, 23rd. Cassidy, 24th. Now, that's a big surprise, going back from what we saw back in Rome. So there's times to be brought. There's definitely time to be found on this circuit. But still, Gunther on a 1:26.958. Okay, that is the end of the practice review. We're all very quick today, as well as we get ready to bring you up to the commentary box with Edward Hunter joining me once again in commentary. But free practice 2 was over. It was time to go to the race. For qualifying, that should have been. Director's telling me the wrong thing. Here's what happened in qualifying. Qualifying was one of the smoothest we've had all year, actually, and I can prove it as well. There is what we usually have up in the commentary box, my little notes with all the stats and facts I write down during the session. And once again, we had a driver into Super Pole from every single session. Group 1 went out with Bird, Evans, Frines, Van Dorn, De Vries and Verline. De Vries does have a 5-place grid penalty. That's why he's highlighted just here on the monitor, because he has been dropped down from where he originally qualified 5 places. So that gives you an idea he got through to Super Bowl. But it ended with Van Dorn topping Q1, Q2 and Q3. His time was good enough to set him in, and only dropped to 2nd in qualifying 4. De Vries was 2nd. He finished down in 6th but got into Super Pole. And then Verline finished Q1 3rd, starts 10th. Frine starts 16th after finishing in 4th. Evans finished 5th Q1, now starts 18th. Sam Bird was 6th in qualifying 1, but everyone else going through. Sam Bird, the championship leader for Jaguar, starts down in 21st place. A massive disruption to the championship going on here, and that's exactly what we like to see. On to Group 2. Da Costa qualified as well. He was P2 overall with a stellar lap. He got through to Super Pole with 4th place overall, but Roland finished 4th but dropped down to 9th. That's his starting position, followed by Sims in 12th, Vern 13th, Rast 15th, and Mortara in 17th place. Q3, Gunther and Buemi qualified for Super Pole, so that put Sete Cameron 19th, Degrassi 22nd, Muller 23rd, and Turvey 24th. Into Group 4, Alex Lynn went top of the qualifying overall sessions and gets those 3 championship points he needs desperately. A fantastic run for him there overall from Alex Lynn. So that put Lotterer down to P7, but starts 6th with De Vries' penalty. Nato starts 7th because of that penalty as well. Then we'll see slotting in there would be De Vries. Then it's Cassidy 11th, Dennis 14th, and Blomqvist in 20th overall. Super Pole went incredibly well. Van Dorn, Da Costa, De Vries, and Gunther, followed by Lynn and Buemi. So De Vries managed to get the top spot overall, but Van Dorn, a super lap. Lynn faltered in the 3rd sector, but Van Dorn had an absolute blast. So here's your starting grid then. It's Van Dorn, Da Costa from Gunther, Lynn, Buemi, Lotterer, NATO, De Vries, Roland, Verline, Cassidy, Sims, Vern, Dennis. Then it's Rast, Frines, Mortara, Evans, Sete Camera, Blomqvist, Bird down in 21st, Degrassi 22nd, then followed by Muller and Turvey. It very much is a topsy-turvy grid. I like what I did there. As well as we get ready for that one. So it's time to cross up to the commentary box then. Your commentary team, alongside myself, Joshua Burch, just like in Rome, Edward Hunter fills in for the secondary role as well, and it's going to be a blast. Let's go up then to the commentary box for the start of the ePrix. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box for the 2021 Valencia ePrix. I'm delighted to say that no, it has not been a coordinated costume change. This isn't what ITVF1 used to do. It's been a completely accidental. But joining me in the commentary box is Edward Hunter as well. Hello Ed, how have you been today?
Oh, good. I think I've been, you and me had the exact same thought process getting dressed this morning.
Yep.
Just like, oh, that was red, I'll have that one.
Yep.
And here I am with it on. But yeah, it's great to be back with Formula E. Interesting to see how they get on a very, very wet Valencia circuit that's been slightly modified for Formula E, a couple of chicanes and twisty bits, and obviously attack mode added in. But it's certainly uncharted territory. I think it's a bit annoying seeing all the articles saying, "Oh, now let's see Formula E on a real racetrack." And sort of like, well, we've had traditional racetracks before, like Mexico, for example, but also I feel like Formula E it's designed for street tracks. So people who are saying that Formula E won't be a proper racing championship unless it goes on the traditional circuits.
Yeah.
I think are people who don't want Formula E to be like Formula E. They want it to be like Formula One or just any other open wheel single seater series. And to me, that's maybe those people slightly missing the point of Formula E. But of course, necessity is the mother of invention, as they say, I guess. So we've ended up in Valencia because of obviously COVID and all the rest of it. We would normally be here. But yeah, also a first ePrix in Spain as well, which is great. We don't have any Spanish drivers, sadly, on the grid. Although Agag, who used to run things, was Spanish. So a couple of Spanish people behind the scenes. I'm sure they're privately have a little, well, publicly even maybe a little bit proud of having their own home race, which is cool. A lot of Spanish people haven't had that in Formula E yet for many, many years. So.
Absolutely so, yeah. And this is how they line up on the grid then. Da Costa on pole position after Stoffel van Dorn was excluded from qualifying. Ed will get onto that in just a second. From Gunther, Lynn, Boemi, Lotter now completes the top 5. Norman Nato for Rocket Venturi Racing starts 6th. Nick de Vries 7th. Followed by Oliver Rowland, Pascal Verline, Nick Cassidy rounds up the top 10. Then it's Alexander Sims, Jean-Eric Verne, Jake Dennis, Rene Rast, followed by, we then get Robin Friends, Eduardo Mortar, Mitch Evans, Sergio Sotticamera, Tom Blomqvist. The championship leader, Sam Bird, down in 20th place, followed then by Lucas de Grassi, Nico Muller, Oliver Turvey, and now Stoffel van Dorn right at the back. Ed, we've just been informed that the race, once again, will start behind the safety car due to the very wet conditions. But it won't start with Stoffel van Dorn on pole position. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, no, it won't, Josh. And it is very unfortunate for Stoffel van Dorn. He didn't do anything wrong. It was an issue with an administrative error by the team. We have seen this before in Formula. I remember Daniel Abt losing a win in, I think it was Hong Kong in season 4, the second race of that season, where they basically they changed the part in the power track. It was so long ago, I can't remember the specifics, but there was something that didn't match up with the technical passport that they submitted before the race day. And the issue here has been the tyres. So tyre wear at Valencia has been quite higher than expected. So Michelin had brought out a couple of extra sets just in case for the teams to use. But what the Mercedes team, inexplicably, just with Stoffel van Dorn's side, they've ended up using tyres in practice and in qualifying that weren't the ones they signed off on the technical passport pre-weekend. So because of this admin error, not only has he lost pole position, but he's lost 3 points that he would have got for pole, Stoffel van Dorn, and those have gone to Antonio Felix Costa instead, as we see the field get going behind the safety car.
Away we go then. 45 minutes plus 1 lap effectively starts now. As Ed said, the race behind the safety car, the field sending away. They'll all go in single file formation. Once again, for the 3rd race running, we will not get the 5-light procedure. But the thing that's different with this track compared to Rome is the fact that when they crossed the finish line and the safety car came in before they got access to the start line, that would not happen here. They're going to have to complete 1 full lap behind the safety car around the circuit Ricardo Tormo. So everyone now getting used to the first fully wet race conditions we've ever had. Yes, Paris started behind the safety car a couple of years ago. But this is the first time, Ed, it's properly been wet and it's properly had to start like behind the safety car. There is standing water. I can see it on the curbs just in front of us.
Yeah, it does look like they probably maybe arguably a bit overcautious.
Yeah.
But, understandable when you look at the amount of spray just on the warm-up lap at sort of lower speeds. Yeah, you can sort of see this is going to be quite a treacherous, slippery track that's going to catch several of these drivers out. But yeah, as I was saying about Stoffel van Dorn, there are a lot of people who don't seem to think that an administrative error has ever decided a world championship, and they are probably about to be proven wrong this season, because I think those 3 points that Stoffel van Dorn's lost could well make the difference come the end, as we see them going into the really tight section about where attack mode is situated. I think just here, isn't it?
Yeah, just at the exit of turn 8 and 9 is round the outside. The safety car's coming in this lap. Well, that's surprising because the spray is out there, and I know how
And
bad
the field
this
looks quite spread out in places too.
Oh, okay, we're going to go green this time around. The safety car's coming in. They're coming to the line already. Round the bus stop chicane at 13, 14 and 15. Felix da Costa leads them out. They're already sliding at the rear of that painted asphalt, which is usually the pit entrance. And it's green flags. And it's away we go here for the first ever Valencia ePrix. Da Costa through the spray down towards turn 1. Already moving left and right. One of the cars going towards the pit wall. Looks like to me to be Oliver Rowland just trying to get out of the spray.
Yes.
Yeah, it is Roland. Down towards turn 1. Anyone going to go on the dust? No. I didn't mean dust. I meant runoff area. But everyone going through cleanly there, Ed, so far.
Yeah, the Formula E brain is wired up to think that there's going to be walls on every exit. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's walls or dust or some kind of hazard. But here it's all just maybe a bit of gravel, maybe a bit of tarmac. As we see Lynn getting very close to the back of Gunther now. I saw Gunther was pulling out to the inside to have a look at Da Costa, but he was a bit too far back to put it off, and now Alex Lynn is all over him. As one of the Mercedes was also looking like that looked like De Vries having a go at NATO.
And Degrassi's got a 10-second stop-go penalty for a gearbox change. That was
what he was talking about
pre-race. Yeah. As already, that looked to me as Jake Dennis trying to get through on the inside of Jean-Eric Vergne did it. And there's Muller's drive-through penalty that he was given for a technical infringement before the race, locking up one of the Nissans. That'll be Roland once again. We've got cars everywhere.
That's Mortara having a go at Lotterer.
Oh, bang! Hit the hairpin!
No.
And it's going to
hits the back of Roland, and that is going to be another safety car.
Cars going through the gravel.
Look, Jake Dennis making a move on Verne.
Verne up the inside,
outside of both of them. Poor Dennis being really caught out there, and that move has not worked out, actually.
I can't see them getting out of the gravel trap there as well. Look at that Lotterer, who we said were always the bridesmaid in Formula E, now with the front wing damage as well. In these conditions, it's going to cost you a lot more than it would do normally. And Gunther under attack from Lynn. No sign yet of the full course
look
yellow.
At the rear of that BMW is sliding. It's really struggling at this early stage of the race. I'm not sure if Gunther's just trying to save energy or something, but Lynn is looking all over him like a cheap suit, really.
That's brilliant. Lynn, at the moment, he was fastest in the group stages of qualifying, had a bad lap in Superpole. It cost him 0.3 of a second, and now he's trying to go around the outside of Gunther, down towards turn 3. It's an aggressive move to try it there. Gunther's going to send him wide.
Really defending heavily here.
And he's defending, and he's defended from Lynn as well.
Yeah, exactly. Past tense now, isn't it? It's just happened. It was present tense when I said it.
Yeah, down towards turn 4.
Another thing I'm looking at is Sims is really, as we see a full course yellow being called.
Yeah,
Sims has made a few places to 7th in the other Mahindra, ahead of Pascal Wehrlein once again, who he beat to the podium on the podium last time in Rome, of course. So good progress being made by Sims, and Roland's next in his sights.
And Buemi is still, I think, stuck right at the back. Roland at the moment is P6, but it's Buemi who got stuck in the Nissan down at the
I think it must have been Buemi who we saw going off and being spun around by Lotterer then.
Yeah, it was Buemi. It wasn't Roland. It was Buemi, yeah. Let's have a look then.
Called it wrong.
I've just looked at the group chat as well, saying that even the Formula 1 admin in the YouTube chat. Oh, wow, hello. Everyone in here at the moment is wide behind the safety car, the track conditions. Race director is just on the radio, but not hearing anything at the moment from him. Can he continue, or is it a full course caution? Well, Cyan, it is a full course yellow out at the moment. So
I wonder if Nico Müller may be in trouble here because he's serving that penalty under full course yellow. So he's technically getting a bit of an advantage. Look at that. Is that Mortara? Yeah. He's just pushing. Lotterer is sort of trying to get out of it way too late and just end up clumsily hitting the back of the Nissan. Not for the first time we've seen him this season. Cause contact unnecessarily, Andre Lotterer. We saw. You could just ask Stoffel Van Dorn, who's near the rear of this somewhere.
Safety car's coming out now, so they need. I wonder though how they're going to remove it. But there's the safety car confirmation on the monitor, and poor Sebastian Buemi. It was just turning mid-corner and a complete sideswipe, as you said. Mortara giving almost Lotterer nowhere to go. And that's the unfortunate situation.
I thought De Vries did very well because he was first on the scene there to try and avoid that. If you look at this, De Vries is right behind, going a bit wide. It's NATO, actually, who was fighting with Lotterer. It wasn't. So we misidentified 2 out of 3 cars here. The only one we got correct was Lotterer.
If it helps, we are in the middle of mist. It's barely visible on the monitors at the moment. But everyone was bumping and boarding on the opening lap as well. We have barely got through 1 lap. In fact, we haven't without the safety car coming back out.
we go to a traditional racing, not street circuit, a traditional race course, a purpose-built track, and it's somehow even more treacherous than most of the street courses we have on the calendar.
I know.
Speaking of which, we have got news on the calendar. For instance, we see Buemi trudging forlornly past the motorcycle and back to the pit lane. He hasn't got too far to go, thankfully, because he was at the chicane.
And that's going to be unusual for him as well, if you think about it as well, to have that constant run around, because we're, as you said, we're not on a street circuit, we're in the middle of a proper race circuit, so there's tunnels to negotiate, there's, if you're trapped on one side of the track, you're probably trapped there for the end of the race. It's really bad. Since the last game, who hit Buemi? It was Lotterer, as there's the damage to the 36 Porsche right now as the safety car back out.
It's just damage to the front nose cone. I don't think Lotterer's got too much. He might get a little bit of air on the soles of his feet, but I think Muller, it's showing Muller still in the pit lane on the graphic on the live feed, but on the actual live timing, I think Muller has got going again, because I was worried he might have to do the penalty again because he served it under what was full course yellow at the time, so I'm not sure if that's within the rules or not. But
it's now become
hopefully Muller's able to continue ahead of Lucas Di Grassi near the back. So with this safety car, it won't have cost him too much if he's just about timed it, because he may have come in just before the full course yellow was cool, because we just saw him exiting out of the pits, didn't we?
Absolutely, yeah. And don't worry, Ed, I know on one camera angle I seem to be glitching, but I can hear every word you're saying. I can see you still the same as well, so don't worry about that anytime.
All right.
This is the problem with virtual commentary boxes as well. So there's a bit before the race. Oh, the safety car's coming in this lap, but when we got going the first time, race control already took off 2 kilowatts of energy, and now they're probably going to take off a lot more now. And Acosta on the radio just saying as well, a race engineer, on about how just be quick on the restart. You don't want to get caught up on this as well. And they're all going to go for it coming out of turn 12 into the chicane area. And that could be a problem.
Lynn could very well be the one to watch here. But De Vries in the other Mercedes, which we know is an extremely quick car, has been slowly making progress.
Yeah.
He's jumped NATO because of that collision, basically. And he's running in 4th position as we look at Stoffel Van Dorn. Just behind Oliver Turvey, and these two started at the very back of the grid and made up a few places through penalties for others, I think.
Look at the spray, and this is what I was talking about before the safety car came in originally. When MotoGP raced here, it was incredibly difficult to keep the race going with a short level of spray. It's that last sector that is really the problem. It's got a different form of asphalt and the bitumen under it as well, so it's really holding the water in the surface as we go green again. 35 minutes to go. Da Costa once again making a great restart. Lynn was moving out of the spray at Gunther. Roland trying to go on the inside of Norman Nato down towards turn 1. Not going to work this time. Nato defends the inside line well. Gunther already playing his old tricks again to hold off with Lynn, who's looking to the inside into turn 2. De Vries just keeping out of it. Roland goes bang on the inside of Nato. Can he get through? He's literally tailgating him through. Yes, sure thing, Roland. I'll help you through that corner as you go down towards turn 4. I know, it's really bizarre. What a start. Restart as well.
I saw a little bit of something. Oh, as we see De Vries going a bit wide behind Lynn, I thought I saw a little bit of something hanging off Lynn's car.
I thought I saw that.
Are looking a bit vulnerable now. Additional 4 kilowatt energy reduction is just showing on screen. As De Vries is just being forced to the outside as the camera is showing a bit of the hill.
Yeah, wrong camera.
So the helicopter used to negotiating skyscrapers, not a natural landscape, I think.
Roland's having to defend as well. He's got Sims just behind him. Meantime, Sims' teammate Lynn looking to the inside of Gunther. Not going to work off. Da Costa's getting free air at the moment. Now.
I think Rene Rast has spun.
Yeah, Rast.
Down the field.
Rast is down to 21st, stuck in the first sector. See where he is on the board in a second. Hello to Ribosome and the Sim and everyone joining in the group chat as well. And everyone right now struggling for visibility. This is that third sector I was talking about. Look how much spray it's holding as Lynn looks to the inside of Gunther into the last couple of corners. Not going to wait this time. Da Costa's checked out. In one lap, he's got 1.9 seconds.
There's a big train behind Maximilian Gunther now, and Lynn is looking very aggressive to try and get out of this train.
Yeah, he's not happy, is he? Lynn has got the pace. Fastest in the group qualifying. Bad Super Pole lap. Wants to improve. Got gifted. Van Dorn being a penalty, as did looking down the order as well. De Vries, and neither good for the two Mercedes getting penalties once again in the race. And Gunther is struggling to control that car. And there's that damage on Lynn. Look, it's just flapping underneath the left-hand side wheel. It looks like it's part of a tear-off maybe that's got caught up. But something is definitely trapped in between the suspension on the left-hand side of the wheel.
Oh,
that's looking to the inside. Look at De Vries. De Vries looking around the outside. Oh, what? I can see it. Look, it's Lynn. De Vries has gone right round the outside of Lynn. Lynn holds the inside line, but it looks to be like a skipping rope or something's been caught as De Vries has passed Lynn, and now De Vries trying to go around the outside of Gunther up the hill towards turn number 6. But I can see what you mean. Whatever that was in the suspension on Lynn's car's now come loose, and it's flying around at the same time. Lynn's look, there it is. Look, it's just kicking up. It looks like maybe a tyre pressure sensor or something or other. It's something caught up there. It looks like it's small handheld.
We've done very well to spot that, I think. Yeah. De Vries, as Roland tries to dive up at the chicane. And this is going to end in tears.
He's just holding off with Nato. Nato gets a big slide. Roland goes through. Surprised Nato didn't get spun round there by Sims as well, because Sims had no time to react. Sete Camera, Blomqvist, Turvey all getting attack mode as De Vries launched up the inside. Gunther struggling to break down towards turn 12. De Vries back to second. Where did this come from?
Serve that penalty. As look at Lynn on the outside as well.
Four abreast into the chicane. Bang goes Sims. Bang at the back goes Roland, Nato, and Sims all getting in contact. Nato must have some damage.
Got past Nato as well. This has been a bad lap for Nato.
And look at already Nato's dropped down the order. Gunther's trying to desperately defend as well. From Alex Lynn, who's diving left and right. His teammate Sims trying to go right round the outside of Roland as well. Not going to. Did it pay off? Yes, it did. No, it didn't. Sims is back behind Roland. And Lynn now trying to go around the outside of Gunther. Can he hold it this time? Well, it becomes an inside. It's turn 4.
I don't think so.
He's going to hold it.
What De Vries did to him earlier.
Turn 4's inside line. He'll hold it, but Gunther will get the cut back. If he sends it out wide, it's done it. Can he get the cut back? No. As everything bumping and balling, and Vern's dropping down the order on my timing screen. Not sure why just yet. We'll keep an eye out. And we have now got a yellow flag out somewhere. And Vern's dropped. It's Bird or Blomqvist? Something's happening down there.
I think Vern just got passed by Robin Frames. I don't think he's in any major trouble.
Right, we'll see who it is then who's causing the yellow. Degrassi. Oh, it's Degrassi and Muller. They've gone through the gravel.
Just come to grief at the first corner, I think.
Yeah, and that's... it's... turn 8, yeah. So, and look at this. They're all getting very hung up down towards turn 8. Everyone just trying to hit the brakes and hope you've got some sort of braking power into the chicane. Everyone bumping and balling.
That's what the brakes do normally, but they're not quite so effective in cold conditions like this.
Gunther's taken attack mode, so he's lost a position to Lynn, as now Gunther's really having to defend.
I think Gunther lost it before he took attack mode, so that's maybe why. Cause and effect get mixed up here.
Lottere's further back as well, having to hold off from Nato. We had a really bad exit. Cassidy looking on the inside of Vern as well.
That looked like Mortara was making a move in the chicane as well. I wonder if that worked out.
Sete Camera and Degrassi. Sete Camera's up to 20th. Degrassi's down the order. Mortara has passed Vern. I'm not seeing anything at the moment.
He's got Vern down to 12. So the winner of round 3 in Rome having a really tough time at the moment in the other Techeetah, while his teammate is romping away with this one.
I must admit, this is already... Oh, and Lotterer has got a drive-through penalty for causing a collision. So
that was inevitable, wasn't it?
Put paid to his... There's the confirmation on the screen. Puts paid to his afternoon. And, of course, 29 minutes to go. We've completed 7 laps. 3 of them behind the safety car. Averaging lap times of 1:42. Battery concerns going to be an issue as well, as I think you pointed out, Ed, just before the race started in the build-up. I
guess one of the things they've got to worry about is a good way to save energy here is down the long straight to stay in the slipstream. As we see, that looks like Van Dorn fighting with Blomqvist.
I think it is, yeah. Oh, Muller and Blomqvist. Yeah, Muller and Blomqvist under investigation for causing a collision. Da Costa has taken the take.
Under the safety car.
Yes. Right. That's an interesting call.
That might have been why we saw Muller and Degrassi off track there, as we see the top 6 all go into attack mode now.
Yeah, Da Costa, De Vries, there's Boemi's car, look, just stuck at the exit at turn 8 as well, as you drop back down.
There's no urgent need to make it go anywhere else.
Absolutely not as well.
It's not in the firing line. So.
And look at Verline. Verline, where did he... Was that being passed by Nato? The timing monitor's changing around. Can't see where it is at the moment. Yeah, Nato has passed Verline. I thought I saw something on one of the other monitors. And
not a great lap for both Porsches then. One getting a penalty, the other being overtaken.
And look at this as well. Everyone now just dropping down as well as they run out of attack mode and everybody else just taking their first one. You can only get 2 attack modes. Who's in the pit lane? Lotterer, yeah, if that's the drive-through.
Penalty.
Yeah. So Bird's taking attack mode as well, but Da Costa, who now is down to 3 chevrons, each chevron representing 1 minute. So he has now got another 3 left. It's blue on the timing monitor if you're watching along with his radio. Did you see that little fleck there in between the broadcast as well? It almost looked yellow as well. So clearly
I was looking at the timing screen.
Oh, right.
Breeze has got the gap from over 3 seconds down to 2.5 between himself and Da Costa. And not only that, he's got the fastest lap as well. So I think Mercedes, despite having that pole position taken away, could be in with a chance to win with the other car. Da Costa is going to have to really manage his energy well if he wants to hold off that Mercedes.
If you're watching with us now, you'll see Jean-Eric Verne on an onboard camera, and honestly...
Rather you don't see, because it's so wet at the front of that nose cone, with all the spray being kicked up here.
I can barely see a thing right now. Any question if it gets too bad, they might red flag it because of the conditions?
Hopefully it doesn't come to that. I think we could see a few more full course yellows and safety cars if necessary. This is replay of the chicane. That's the 2 Neos fighting for position. That's Blomqvist using attack mode to get past Turvey, I think.
Oh, he spun!
Oh, no,
360!
That's a shame. I thought he'd done such a great defensive move there to stop his teammate getting through, and then he just lets it go. A rookie error from a driver who's not on a full... This is his first full season in Formula E, Blomqvist, so... Yeah, he did well to score points in both races in Rome, but it's a harder time of it today for Neo.
1 point in race 1, 4 points in race 2, as there's Van Dorn's on board. You can barely see at the moment. It's true, you can barely see your own dashboard in front of that.
Van Dorn is playing with Evans for 13th position.
Yep, true that as well. Van Dorn's closing up. He is fighting with Evans, as now we're watching Lynn and... this is... well, who is this? This is Sims and Gunther. Sims and Gunther.
The DeVries, actually, as you say that. But he's dropped down to 3.3 behind Da Costa somehow.
Da Costa!
Past the lap.
And
the lap before was not that quick.
Sims trying to go around the outside, get the cut back on the inside out of 4. It's worked perfectly coming into 5. He's going to force Gunther out a little bit too much, take the high line, which is still a lot wetter, and a beautiful move from Sims there on the inside. Gunther going to look back in the inside. Sims has got damage. The front end plate is loose on the wheel cover.
That's probably from contact with NATO earlier on.
Yeah.
But, Gunther must be feeling really annoyed now because he's got, as we see, is that Roland getting past him as well just before?
Yes, Roland's passed him, yeah.
Nissans and both Mahindras going left, right and centre of him.
And
backwards in this race.
Has he been caught up because he took attack mode a minute before everybody else did?
Oh, there's Jake Dennis going for attack mode, as is Van Dorn.
And that just leads so much. Look at Van Dorn. He got that extra squirt of power, nearly lost it coming into the hairpin section. It is really a hairpin, just coming from a different angle. Down there was Rene Rast up there. Degrassi going through as well. Rast has taken attack mode. Degrassi's already taken it as well. As fastest lap goes to Da Costa, 1:39.625. We've completed 10 laps so far. 25 minutes to go, plus 1 lap. Dennis, Van Dorn, Verne, Degrassi, Rast and Lotterer on attack mode. Verline's got another 1:30 left on the countdown clock. But this is... we got a yellow, turn 1. Can't see why just yet. I hope it's a glitch at the moment, because there's 2 cars going side by side. Nothing at the moment on my monitor. Not sure about you, Ed. Oh, there is.
I think maybe one of the Dragons went a little wide onto the runoff.
It's Gunther!
Rejoined.
It's Gunther! Oh, no. It's Gunther! There he is! He's stuck! He's beached it! Gunther's beached it in the gravel, and that's quite unusual. That's quite, he's been forced off, and worse weekend goes worse. The blaring effect not working there as well. It might work if Gunther wants to do a little bit of a one-finger salute and reserve dinner early, but this is going to trigger a safety car.
What's that blurring for? Is that just because of the rain, or is that some kind of special thing that BMW Andretti have so no one can see the settings on the steering wheel?
Yeah, and safety car, you're right, it is because as well, Formula, you don't want to give any dashboard details away, but the safety car's been called meantime as well. Oh, it just got called. Was that
That was a Sette Camera,
Sette
I think,
Camera.
overtaken by Van Dorn for the 30th position.
So Van Dorn went up as great call there. I was struggling to see because I was looking at the monitors, the timing screen.
I assumed it wasn't Muller because Muller had gone off earlier. So
yeah, good spot. Yeah, Muller's down in 20th. Yeah.
There we go. Fan booster's been announced. So DaCosta, Cassidy, Van Dorn, Bird, and DeGrassi. It's a shame I voted for Oliver Turvey. Got really close to winning it.
He did. I saw.
The first time in forever. And then he had really terrible qualifying. So I imagine that convinced more people to vote for Bird instead, and he just jumped him. Oh well, stupid fan boost.
I know. Van Dorn maintains a 100% record though of getting fan boost. Suppose that's. I
wonder why. Maybe it's because of his brief, his dominant time in GP2 and his brief stint in McLaren in Formula 1. Whereas someone like, I don't know, Oliver Rowland, Oliver Turvey was the test driver for McLaren, but he's never done any races for them in F1.
I was annoyed at that.
Chance by comparison.
He did have an opportunity to have a run, didn't he? But yeah. Oh, and I know you can probably still hear me, Ed, but I can't see you at the moment.
Okay, I can hear you fine. Don't worry.
Lovely, because we've just lost our Combox camera up on the
wave
stream.
around, see if that helps.
Yeah, I can see. I can see you as well, but you can only hear me, so it might be a bit tricky for the next couple of seconds as we sort this out.
I'm just looking at Gunther's car being lifted, so that's a second retirement from the race then, with 22 minutes left to go. The clock's still going, of course. Still hoping to restart as soon as they can. We don't want to have a situation like in round 3 in Rome where it had to start and end under the safety car.
That was awful. That was so bad. It happened twice as well.
Well, it was a shame as well because the battle for the win between Verne and Bird was looking very interesting, and those two, not exactly. So it looks like Gunther, let's see, is he going to see someone slide up the inside of him at turn 2?
Yeah.
Oh no, he just loses it. He gets the rear wheel onto the white curb, loses traction, tries to save it, but ends up going straight on into the wall. So I'm afraid it was just a mistake from Maxi Gunther in tricky, treacherous conditions. Though I'm not going to hold that one against him. He did some brilliant saves in Rome. But it's almost like there were no walls to bounce off of this time. So
yeah.
Didn't quite. It was a bit of a shame. But now BMW Andretti's hopes rest with Jake Dennis running down in 11th position, not far. He has just wasted an attack, but he isn't far off the points.
Verne and DeGrassi also losing, I think also we had the same situation down in Saudi Arabia. Gunther hit the wall at the exit as well, just getting on the white line, and it spun him off as well. So I think the safety car's coming in this lap. I know you can't hear me, Ed, but
I can hear you.
You can hear me, you can't see me, yeah.
I can see you, but it's static. So I'm assuming it's similar on your end as we look at DaCosta punching the field up. He's trying to make sure the breeze doesn't get the jump on him.
Oh dear.
Be
This is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be make or break. DaCosta's gone early, in my opinion, because you can't overtake until the start-finish line, which isn't yet. You've got to negotiate through the chicane, and they're going to catch the safety car.
No, I don't think so. The safety car should be out of the way by the time they arrive.
They can just get through the chicane. Big slide from DaCosta. We go green again here in Valencia. DaCosta leads them away for the 3rd time, but De Vries is right with him.
Crucial, he got a little bit of attack mode left in 5th position, so he might use it.
He's going to go for it. Look at that. Verline looking out the outside as well.
There you go. Sims around the outside of Rowland.
And he's got through, and has he though? Big wiggle as well from Sims. Keeps it on the dry.
He did well to hold on to that one.
Oh, he was so off.
He didn't go off track, I think, but Rowland's still just holding on there, I think.
How did he not lose it down into turn 1 as well? Because it was a big slide opportunity. That was almost not even chaotic. That was almost bibliotic what happened down there as well. He was controlling it perfectly.
Bible, I'm not sure Sims sliding is in it, but let's not be too blasphemous here.
It was on one of the 10 commandments as well. Thou, Alexander, shall spin. He's going really well.
But hold on to position.
Yeah, but hold on to position. Yeah.
On the radio here, he's all over the back of DaCosta.
And at the moment as well, I think I've just rejoined the call. I'm not sure at the moment, so give us time here, because at the moment, Ed, unfortunately, you are a little bit only one.
Yes, so I will try and keep the viewers entertained with these Sims all over the back of Lynn. So he's made some great progress here. I think, to be honest, Lynn might be feeling a little bit under pressure as we look at both of the Virgins going for attack mode.
Casti and France.
Past Jake Dennis here, and looks like through goes Evans as well in the Jaguar, crucially. So Mitch Evans into the points now.
They're all just sort of stumbling behind each other as well out there at the moment as well, because they just can't see where they're going. So it looks to us as like, they're getting really close. But
De Vries, sorry, Joshua, the Mercedes De Vries looks so much more confident on the brakes behind DaCosta into the chicane. So I wonder if he's setting up a move for later in the race. But yeah, both of the Mahindras fighting over third and fourth. I think, to be honest, Sims's pace has looked a bit better than Lin. I think the sensible option might be let Lin through, Sims through rather, past Alexander Lin to potentially fight the two leaders, because Mahindra have a chance of some big points here. They can't afford to throw it away by fighting one another, as they got Roland right behind, and he's not shy of taking people out of the race if necessary.
Absolutely, he's not. He's really close at the moment. As now, look at this.
Cassidy, yeah.
De Vries, look, you were on about pre-race as well. The fact that Lin and Sims looking really good for double points from Mahindra. They could be on for a 1-2 at this rate, the way DaCosta and De Vries are racing together. It's incredibly close.
I think DaCosta is trying to save energy that is not quite as fast and efficient as the Mercedes, but DaCosta in the Season 7 Techeetah powertrain holding on like crazy here with De Vries all over the rear mirror. De Vries actually dropped back a little bit to try and get out of the spray and sort of size up a move, I think, a bit later on. He's definitely trying different lines, De Vries. He's really confident in these conditions as we see Lin
attack and Roland. And Roland.
Roland taking it too, just emerging right in front of NATO and Verline, who've both gone for it too a bit earlier. But yeah, that's one way of sorting the Mahindras behind. Have one of them go for attack mode, yeah.
Sorry, at the moment, Ed, you're very much a big enlarged face on the monitor at the moment. We'll fix that in just a second. Not the
I'll go back a bit.
Yeah, I think, yeah, look, that's me coming in on the group call as well, trying to find the same systems at the moment. So all chaos here at the moment, trying to figure everything out here for round 5 of the championship, and hopefully I can be let in to the lobby.
Do you want me to let you in?
No, I'm in.
It's your call. I didn't think I needed to let you back in.
So. No, not a clue. I'm in. Look, there you go. You're seeing double of me at the moment, and you're not even supposed to be. But right
I'm just seeing one of you, but okay.
But the viewers are seeing 2.
Okay.
So at the moment, we're still looking good.
I'll take your word for what they're saying.
Yeah, the viewers are seeing 2 of me at the moment. So there we go. Back to business at the moment. 16 minutes to go. Wi-Fi issues up here in the commentary box preventing our usual smoothness of commentary. But then again, we've had a wet race, so it's nothing that we're not too used to, is it, Ed?
Oh no, not at all. All that moisture plays havoc with all our connections. If you look at Verline having another go at NATO.
It's starting to rain again. So
a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's just been consistently drizzling the whole time. Lin still in attack mode, but Sims hasn't gone for it, so I wonder what the strategy is there at Mahindra, as Verline looking like he... I think he might have a go in the chicane if NATO isn't careful here. NATO might be... Because he has been left vulnerable there before. Ooh,
Verline looked for it, didn't he? But he just couldn't get the car turned.
He had a close encounter with another Porsche there.
Yellow! Van Dorn! It's Van Dorn! Sorry to cut across you, Ed. Van Dorn's in trouble. He stopped somewhere on the track. I'm not sure where, but he's dropped right down the order. Yeah, Van Dorn! Van Dorn's out!
Set a camera.
Yeah, camera as well. Safety car deployed. It's down at turn 8. It's the hairpin. And it's deployed the safety car again. Now, what is this all about? There.
Collision between the two, because both of them seem to be in the gravel. There's camera.
Yeah, camera in the gravel in the Dragon Penske. And Van Dorn is still showing as stopped on my monitor. Yeah, Boemi Gunther stopped 2. We knew that. And he's gone way off there. Here comes the tractor. It's just one car at the moment. And
Van Dorn has got going again, I think.
Yeah, Van Dorn's got going. And Evans pits.
Oh, so there must be a puncher for Mitch Evans. That's a shame. They just got into the points there. But with all this chaos going on, interestingly, because I think it's a shame for Seta Camera. He was looking quite good for potentially getting in the points there. But Oliver Turvey, from the very back of the grid, has been slowly making his way up. He's right behind John-Eric Verne, ahead of Degrassi as well. And he's running in 13th position. So I don't think this could be the point this afternoon that Neo343 may have feared it would be. Is look, Seta Camera looking... Oh, that body language is not positive. He's got his hands on his hips. He looks a bit annoyed. I wouldn't be surprised if him and Van Dorn had a coming together that we missed at the very back of the field. Yeah, he looks very fed. Oh, no, there's a
Evans out
with Mitch Evans' car. The Jaguar is pulled into the garage
to
retire, unfortunately. That's the man second in the championship, of course, so that blows things wide open, especially with De Vries running so well at the moment, although he has just blown an attack mode.
And Bird's P11. Bird P11 as well. So right now, as you say, big advantage to Robin Friends, I would say. Where is he down in the order? Friends
Robin
P8.
Friends just a step past. There we go. So Van Dorn goes off, has made a mistake, and coming back on. Oh, he just hits the side and puts Sete Camera into the gravel.
So how did he get out?
I think he may have done damage to that to the dragon there.
So how did he end up down there again? So that's Van Dorn going off at the same place we saw Degrassi going
Van
off.
Dorn was going for attack mode
Yeah,
and got it wrong
and
ended
missed
up going
it.
too wide and in the gravel. And look, as he rejoins,
There's a
at the
touch.
apex of the corner.
No, look, Sete Camera's already up, so he's hit the other dragon. He's hit Muller, but already there's the contact. It was Evans. Evans on the inside, spun round Sete Camera, and then Van Dorn went for attack mode and hit the other dragon off. So
Okay.
so it
So
was
Muller's able to still go. That was just a very, very tough overtake.
So
by,
it was
Van Dorn.
Evans, and he's broken the front suspension. So that's why Evans is out of the race.
Oh dear.
Well,
It's just-
the direction, not making it easy for us to figure out what
yeah,
happened
we're
there.
actually like CSI here.
Yeah. That's a bit insane, actually. DaCosta's on the radio. Hang on. DaCosta
Yeah,
saying all he wants is a top 6.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the Costa really in just survival mode now.
Yeah, he's out of attack.
DeVries, luckily for him, has pretty much blown in attack mode. Just because he's got 20 seconds left. This safety car ain't ending anytime soon. But yeah, Mitch Evans, I have to say, Mitch Evans with that was kind of a really overly optimistic move. He needed the Dragon to sort of get out of the way at the hairpin, didn't he?
Yeah.
At the chicane ramp. Yeah, it was the hairpin, sorry. And when that didn't happen, it ended in tears. Yeah, so I have to say, I think Mitch Evans, it was it was the last race. It was Sam Bird who was a bit too overambitious trying to overtake a Dragon, and he just about got away with it, and then got taken out in a later incident by DeVries. But here, I think it was Evans's fault.
I wonder if just something else I was wondering, because I just looked at the timing monitor. We've completed 16 laps. I wonder if this is going to be one of the shortest races in Formula E history in terms of laps.
We've packed a lot into it, but
yeah, because I can remember a 20-lap race in Beijing, but I can't.
Well, that's because it was a really long lap.
Yeah. I can't remember anything like this as
It's
before.
interesting that we've got a top 3 regen thing.
Oh, this is a new graphic.
So that's showing us who's been most efficient. So Bird in the Jaguar has been the most efficient at saving energy, only marginally ahead though of Sims and Lynn in the Mahindras.
Yeah, Lynn's doing
so
incredibly
it's not
well.
necessarily about having the fastest car over one lap. It's about having one that's efficient and good at saving. I'd be interested to see where DaCosta and DeVries rank in that rank in that rating. I'm not sure if that makes sense in English.
Oh,
but-
it does. Don't worry. Safety car in this lap. So we're getting ready to go green.
So this could be another chance for DeVries to get past DaCosta here. DaCosta is sounding very not confident right now.
Here's your tip for the win, then, Ed.
Oh, I think Alex Sims, if he times this right, could potentially jump DeVries. So I'm going to go one of the Mahindras to win.
I agree.
But Sims probably as we.
Oh, Van Dorn was out. Sorry, Van Dorn. DeVries got all out of shape coming into the last couple of corners.
Oh, I put the thing on him.
Yeah.
Because I said Sims would get by, but I have a feeling that it might be a bit trickier than that. He might need another mistake from DeVries to get up into second position. But Costa has got fan boost, remember, if he needs it. Hasn't used it yet. Was Cassidy Bird, Degrassi or Van Dorn down in 18th.
We are restarted. The race back underway. One more with Alexander Lynn running down towards turn 1, and he looks almost okay through 1 for Spray. But if you look further back down the start-finish straight, it is a wall of mist. 5 kilowatts energy reduction at the moment. 14 kilowatts has been taken away over the duration of this race so far, and they're all pretty similar with energy as well. As DaCosta slides it big time. The big disadvantage for DaCosta is he's meeting these conditions first. Everybody else can see just ahead of them with rain lights exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, a little bit of a twitch from Sims, so he's starting to lose touch with the 2 leaders as DeVries puts the pressure on. But you're right, absolutely, about DaCosta having to basically tiptoe and kind of guess where the grip's going to be as he activates fan boost.
Yeah.
To try and pull away from DeVries' Mercedes.
We mentioned as well pre-race, or I think just at the beginning of the race.
A bit of damage to the wheel cover. Sorry,
Sims.
on the
DaCosta! DaCosta going for attack mode. And
and he just about got ahead of De Vries. Well-timed strategy from Tsuchida there.
He had a 7/10 advantage over him. He's sliding it big time now. De Vries is going to be angry about this one, but Da Costa's using Fanpist and he's using attack mode. So he's really on it at the moment.
Indeed he is. I think his fan boost should have ended by now. It's only supposed to be like 5 seconds, isn't it?
Graphics is wrong there, then, isn't it? Yeah.
The graphics sort of just holding for a while that he did use it the previous lap. I think. There we go.
There we go.
Finally showing the fan boost. But yeah, worryingly for Da Costa, De Vries is still quite close to him though. He's not exactly pulling away completely down the straight, although he is now actually.
Just about, yeah. And no doubt that De Vries will go for attack mode if he's got one left. Look at the wiggle through turn 1 when he tried to regen as well. The rear just snapped big time. He said, nope, not through there.
Have a look at Sims's look at the wheel cover. It's bent out of shape from contact earlier. As we look at NATO defending from Verline, or is he trying to get past?
He's trying to get past.
NATO's gone into attack mode.
Oh, they've touched. They're still touching.
Into each other in the side.
And Verline's going to have an easy break on the inside line. Nato should try and do the cut back. He's going to try and hold it round the outside. He's on the gravel of the AstroTurf and holds it.
Brave for Norman NATO, isn't it?
That is pushing it to the maximum as Cassidy.
Under attack from Roland up ahead.
Sorry,
Josh. As we see Frien's trying to get past both of them.
It's a
Cassidy.
virgin double for Verline because Cassidy went off and his foot. Then both virgins force off Verline because Cassidy went Frien's went through.
Poor Pascal Verline.
Nato went off the track. He's lost a position. He's lost 2 to Frien's, actually. He's come up behind Verline. So Nato's dropped down to 10th place.
Let's remind ourselves, Frien's 3rd in the championship as well, looking to gain points on Sam Bird, who's only a couple of positions behind him.
Van Dorn and Muller.
As we see, Roland has got through past Lynn at the chicane.
Van Dorn and Muller under investigation for causing a collision as well. And actually, message corrected for a second. It's Evans and Sete Camera also under investigation. So that last safety car call has changed again. I
wonder if De Vries has got any attack modes left, because he wasted one under the safety car.
I don't think he does. Now, back in when we... Oh, Verline pits. Verline's in the pit lane, so whatever it caused him to go off...
That's a more serious issue then.
It'd be a retirement to pit this late. Yeah, it probably would be. So,
unless there's a puncher or something, you can maybe get down. Even then, that's terminal for Porsche, really. The race pretty much over then.
And Lotterer
has got up to 15th, but yeah.
Lotterer and Mortara have dropped to 19th and 20th on my timing screens. So, not sure what's happening there. And they've stayed there.
I think Rast and Muller 19th. Oh, no.
Cassidy going to the inside of Lynn, throwing up the inside of 4, and he's got through yellow turn 1. Someone's off, yeah. And there's what happened, yeah.
The Virgin's really coming on strong. It's like they've been saving energy for this exact moment. As there's Lotterer. There we go. So
broken front wheel, looks like.
In the gravel at turn 1. That could be another safety car to get the crane out to remove him.
Oh, here we go. Race will end under the safety car, won't it? And there goes Cassidy again, getting past Lynn. And that was another great move. They haven't yet thrown a full caution safety car. As I say it, safety car deployed. Down for the incident,
That's what I predicted would happen. So.
Yeah, so it looks like the race will end behind the safety car again. Ed,
unless they can get it going in the next 5 minutes, 30 seconds. But yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is a bit bizarre as well. As I think Da Costa has led since lap 1, and it seems to be good. Who says Formula E would be boring on a permanent track? It's been non-stop action. I think this is the most ever safety cars.
Everyone's soaked like a drowned rat because of this rain.
I'm checking what the conditions are for tomorrow, actually, while I'm on it, because it wasn't predicted for now, was it, the rain, but it came down anyway. So, Valencia, I think it's going to be rain again.
I think on the Porsches, on the Halo, they've got some slogan written about the rain in Spain. Here we go. Lotta was trying to go down the inside of Mortara, and he just spun him around.
Mortara did well to hold it.
Was able to just about get it going in the gravel, but Lotta was not, unfortunately. So I'm not sure Mortara will be endeared to... I'm not sure anyone is going to be particularly endeared to Andre Lotter after the past couple of races.
Lotter made no attempt to turn in. Yeah, that was It
was almost like halfway through the corner he realised he was going to hit him, but didn't try and stop it.
Yeah, it was like, okay, this is my fate now. Just off we go.
Just a bit too over-ambitious, really. And I think Mortara, you maybe say, Mortara didn't see him coming, because Mortara just turned in like normal.
Jake Dennis is running in 10th place right now. Dennis and Lotterer, the only 2 drivers without any points in this championship. As it stands, if the race doesn't finish under green flag conditions, Dennis will score a point, meaning that Andre Lotterer will be the only driver in the entire field without a point after 5 races.
And a big shout out to Friends, Bird, and Turvey for gaining, in Friends' case, 10 places, but Bird gained 12 places. Turvey from the very back of the grid has gained 12 places.
And Lotterer and Mortara under investigation for causing collision.
I'll tell you who would be very happy if it ended under safety car, Norman Nato, because he's got the least energy of anyone on 18%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, watch out for that then. And actually, big advantage for Muller if he can get back involved.
I don't think NATO has scored any points yet. Like you say, nor has
He's got 1.
Oh, no, NATO does have 1, doesn't he, from one of the early rounds?
Paul, he's saying he's top Superpole, didn't he, in Rome? Something or other?
No, he was second in Superpole in Rome to Cassidy.
Oh, well, according to I've got
Did he top the group session? Because he would have got a point for topping the group session.
He must have topped the group session because at the moment I've just got a disqualified from Rome. I've got no points further back, but it says 1 on my information sheet that's given out by the FIA. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, so
no idea where they got that point from. Must have been a topping of a point.
Well, NATO is definitely short of a lot of points you would have hoped to have, though. That's for sure. And another person I think would be quite happy for it to end under safety car is Sims, because he's got a bit of his wheel covering that doesn't look too healthy.
NATO topped the group stages in Rome. Race 2.
That was it, yeah. It was the race. I did think that was the case. But,
I can't remember which one it was either, so yeah.
It's hard to remember who tops group stages, because it doesn't really count for much in terms of the actual quali order.
Yeah,
I'm 5 or so.
I'm dreading the day when it'll be decided on a group stage.
Well, that happened in Saudi Arabia once, I think, season 5, because they basically had the whole thing washed out. And behind the Virgins, it's looking very bunched up, isn't it?
Marshals?
Oh, there's a tractor just removing Lotterer's car.
TV direction's been a bit poor today, if I'm honest. It hasn't been great, has it?
Oh, you mean the TV direction?
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
To be fair, that reminded me of, you know, those old Star Wars special editions that George Lucas did in where there would be like a big dinosaur that would walk across the frame.
Yes,
to make it look like there was more going on. A time penalty for Van Dorn for causing the collision with the Dragon. I think they would have judged that you pushed Muller off track.
Yeah.
Van Dorn is down in 14th position. He's not really had the clean run he would have hoped for. Mercedes could, if they had just used the right set of tyres, they could potentially be running like 1-3 right now, couldn't they?
Instead, it's Mahindra 3, Mercedes 2, Techeetah 1 at the moment. I've read those back in reverse order because I thought it was Mahindra 2-3, but Lynch dropped down to 7th place in all that kerfuffle. Safety car going to come in. We're going to have 2 laps of racing then to get back underway.
Look at Da Costa holding De Vries back and breathing just to keep a little bit of temperature in his tyres.
Sims is ready.
Very vulnerable here, and Sims, I think, will just be hoping to finish on the podium, but he might have a go at De Vries if De Vries doesn't get a good. If De Vries gets caught out here by when Da Costa decides to bolt for it.
Any chance that Da Costa's going to hold them up to try and get the time down so they only have to complete one more lap?
He's going to do what Van Dorn did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past the Techeetah team because they're extremely smart on strategy. We saw that when they went for the attack mode earlier on.
Yeah, they've lost it. They're coming out of turn 11. They're going to have to push it. It's going to be 2 more to go. I think they've had to hurry up. Look at Sims trying to go around the outside.
Oh!
That's not allowed. And DJ Sims is off the track as well. He's going to lose a position. Roland can't overtake him, though. Green flags are out.
Exactly. So I think that was maybe De Vries has got it a little bit wrong.
Nato, sorry to cut across you. Nato's at 1% because the stewards have just taken away 5 kilowatts of energy, and that's put Nato right on the cusp. If he hits 0, he's going to be out, and he will do with 2 laps.
He's a lap short. He's 2 laps short in
look,
back, yes.
Yeah, but look at Lynn. Lynn 2. Bird 3. Dennis 2. They're all going to run it.
Cassidy is fighting with his teammate here. This isn't good for Virgin.
Race is back underway. The race now will last another lap, so they've got to do 2 laps with 4% of energy. I'm watching Nick De Vries, who's got 6% and might actually win this race on an energy count back. Nato's out of the race. Nato's out.
Go. That puts Turvey into the top 10. Like I said, after starting down in 24th and Dennis into 9th.
How much are you going to be regenning as much as you possibly can in order to stop this? Because I don't think Da Costa can make it another lap. De Vries might.
Someone else looking quite good is Muller in 12th, who's got 6%, whereas the people ahead of him are all on 2% and having to coast like crazy.
1%. Lynn, Bird, Dennis, Turvey, 0.9 for Lynn now. That's something I don't like, actually, the energy reduction, because it literally just spoiled everybody's race. But due to a steward's interference there.
Well, I guess it's because you weren't managing it well enough before then. And a lot of people who would get a sort of get out of jail free card from the safety car otherwise if they didn't do this. Because we see a mix-up of the order. There we go, Lynn dropping back as Cassidy gets past him.
And look at this, Sims trying... Roland round the outside of Sims. Sims backs out of it, so Roland onto the podium. Sims almost clattering into him now.
Oh, we're on the final lap.
DaCosta's on 1%. DaCosta's on 1%. And he's got another lap to do. De Vries might win this race. And look at that.
Roland and Sims also on 1% as well.
DaCosta's lifting. They hoped it would be the last lap. It is now. And look at De Vries. De Vries leads. He's gone through. And jumping up and down. DaCosta's had to back out of it. Roland takes second. Roland's hit 0. So has Turvey. So has Dennis. De Vries leads. And
so many have been caught out here.
Yeah, the stewards have, and Van Dorn's taken their tag mode. Van Dorn might get some points despite the penalty. So Roland's disqualified. So will be Blomqvist, Dennis, Turvey. At the moment, they've all hit 0%. Lynn's coming the pit lane. So's Mortara and Verline.
Muller in 5th, who's on 2%.
Yeah, they've gone. And Roland's racing, but he's hit 0%. And Van Dorn might just finish in 2nd, depending what happens to Cassidy. Muller will finish 5th, but will be 2nd. But DaCosta is coasting so much at the moment. Sims is out. Sims has hit 0% now. And we're just waiting for DaCosta, who must be very scared. And DaCosta hit 0.
It's almost a farcical situation. De Vries on 1% himself now. I think he's got enough just to finish the race. But the one thing they didn't want to happen. This is why we saw Van Dorn in the previous race slowing so much, and why we thought DaCosta might do the same thing. But Techeetah have not quite been able to.
Turvey and Blomqvist have stopped.
Coasting to a halt here.
They've stopped, yeah. That's going to bring out the yellow. And now, but look at this, De Vries is in trouble. Roland's going for it, thinking, bugger it, I'll go for it. And look at this, De Vries is going to take the checkered flag. The stewards have interfered. Everyone's got caught out with a 5 kilowatt energy reduction.
Everyone apart from Mercedes, it seems.
And Mercedes, the unlikely winners of the Valencia ePrix, on 0.1%. De Vries wins by 0.1%.
And they look very happy in the Mercedes garage.
I think
that's our 2nd place man crossing the line. Muller. There we go.
Muller from Van Dorn. Van Dorn's hit 0. It's Cassidy on the podium. If he can make it to the line.
Cassidy and then maybe Freins and Rast.
Yeah, Rast might get a podium here. Cassidy, 0.7, doesn't want to hit it to the line. He's coasting. 0.6 to the line.
Regenning like crazy.
And across it, Cassidy hits with 0.1. So it will be De Vries from Muller and Cassidy, if I'm not wrong. Oh, wow.
It depends, really. I think a lot of people are going to be doing protests after the end of this one.
Last lap is under investigation by the stewards. I'm not surprised.
Rather than listing all the drivers as last lap.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised. That is the most farcical end to a race I've ever seen, and it came with the stewards interfering.
Well, that's the thing about energy management races as well. That's what they always threaten to turn into near the end. And often when there's maybe one or two that judge it well and a couple that get caught out, we always say, well, that just shows how well they judge it. But here, I think you're right that the stewards kind of maybe were a bit overzealous with the amount of energy they were taking out. I don't know where it goes. Maybe the safety car needed it because it was out so much. That's where all the redacted energy went to. Reduced energy, rather, that they didn't get. But a crazy top 10 there. And I'm not sure if more than 4 or 5 cars actually had any energy in the at the end of the race.
What they're going to do now then, because the teams are going to protest this.
They might do a countback to the safety car order.
I think they're going to have to. But that'll deny De Vries a win. De Vries managed the energy, but it was only by pot luck that he did it. Everyone else had to back off dangerously.
It's a shame that we didn't get to see a proper battle between DaCosta and De Vries at the end.
Oh, Roland's been disqualified. Here's the results. It's De Vries, Sims, Muller, your top 3. So Dragon get a podium. Van Dorn 4th.
They're going to do this one at a time though, because Roland finished 2nd.
Yeah.
So they've disqualified Roland first.
Okay.
And then they gradually go through the rest of the field to see any others. But
okay, fair
might
point.
not be Cassidy on the podium, but Muller has really been the one to benefit from the just line right behind Sims.
They've taken it away now. They've given up. According to my monitor, disqualified is Roland. So he has been black flagged from this race. And now Sims as well. Sims disqualified as well. So that puts Muller second.
That's exactly what I predicted would happen. So.
Yeah, look, you can see it happening on the... Now, they're taking the timing monitor away on the television, but, oh, look, they're just taking it away now on the watch-along. So they've removed that from the world feed site, so we can't show that, unfortunately, so you have to take our word for it. Roland has been disqualified, so has Sims, and Muller crossed the line with 0.2 energy, so he should stay second.
Well, they've got to sort out the podium so they can all line themselves up.
Yeah.
We see a grid girl in what looks like a Regency costume drama.
Yes.
I'm not sure where she's just walked off from. She wandered into like a Formula race. So with COVID restrictions, it seems like you're on the wrong set, darling. Sorry, I don't mean that in a sexist way.
I know, don't worry. And look at this is look.
So
the
we've got two
podium's
Mercedes
fast.
there and potentially a Dragon as well on the podium.
But I don't think that's the right results. That's not the podium because we know Van Dorn hit 0% across the line.
It could be that he might have just about been able to hold on there, though. But yeah.
Thing is, as well, as we said last time out in Romed, the fact that the drivers, the teams don't know how much energy is left. That's restricted from them.
And did everyone use all their attack modes? I'm not even sure if they did that as well.
I don't think they did. And I don't think Cassidy, Van Dorn, Degrassi or Burch used attack mode. We've now got our graphics back up in the commentary box with the watch on. So it's now showing De Vries, Muller, Van Dorn, top 3. But Sims has been disqualified. Roland's been disqualified. Definitely out of the race was Lotterer, Evans, Sete Camera, Gunther, Boemi. They are already out, but they seem to be happy with the podium, especially with Nick De Vries. He is the clear winner.
I'm not sure how they're going to work out the lower order of the points, because I'm pretty sure I saw Turvey stopped on track, but it's showing him in 10th here. Maybe
Turvey's 10th.
To avoid getting the penalty.
Turvey's
might be just distance covered if it's so few were able actually to cross the line and finish the race.
Turvey, it's just been made official. It's De Vries, Muller, Van Dorn, Cassidy, Rast, Freins, Da Costa, Lynn, Bird, Degrassi, Dennis, Vern.
What did Da Costa say during that safety car? I'd be happy with 6th or something.
Yes,
so where's he ended up? 7th?
7th, yeah. So he's just outside.
He almost exactly predicted it.
Yeah, that's
Da Costa clearly smarter than us.
Yeah, Da Costa's very good with that. So yeah, there's the official results at the extremely provisional results, I think.
The deeply contested and controversial results.
I'm trying to think of an end of a race that was... I think that race was up there with Monaco 1982, when all the F1 cars ran out of petrol on the last lap and we were just waiting for a winner to cross the line. It felt very much like that.
A couple of them ran out of petrol. Some of them were just hanging off by a few bits. And I think it was Patrese who won that one because he'd spun.
Yeah, he spun at the hairpin, didn't he? Yeah.
And up until like the very final 5 or 10 laps, it was a really boring race because Alan Prost was just running away with it.
And then Moe Walker, bless him, did and Alan
this
Prost
was entertaining all the way through. But it was almost a shame that it ended with all that controversy. But it was certainly tense.
Yeah.
And I think I know De Vries was victorious. I think De Vries put in a superb drive, but I'm trying to think who the big winner in terms of the championship is. I think Freins.
I think Freins, who finishes 6th. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, because it's just ahead of Da Costa in the end.
No, it would be Van Dorn. Van Dorn, who finishes 3rd, moves up from 33 points to 2nd, ahead of Evans, who retired. So,
just talking to Nick De Vries at the moment on the broadcast.
Yes.
He seems pretty pleased with himself, understandably. He's just talking about the penalties going on.
I mean, you can hear it, Ed. We can't, unfortunately.
I'm surprised that Van Dorn has stopped next to him on the podium. It was, like you say, great recovery from Van Dorn after being disqualified from pole position.
Yeah, and started 24th.
Yeah.
Sims...
I'd tell you what, they're going to be keeping an eye on energy tomorrow to prevent this from happening again. There might be people being a bit more conservative.
Ed, cars 29 Sims and 22 Roland disqualification, energy overuse, but they've just released another thing saying, brackets, all penalties, decision pending, close brackets.
Yeah.
So they are contesting the end of that race.
So Muller and Van Dorn will get to stand on the podium, but
Yes.
they may not necessarily get to keep that if,
Yeah.
depending on how those protests go. They may not decide it's worth protesting. This will be interesting because we didn't see much of Muller in the race other than Van Dorn pushing him aside.
Synthol says this is 100% the most chaotic end to a Formula E race, right? Yeah, first Formula, yeah. I haven't seen the other races, but can he be more chaotic than this? Where is Nick in the championship order now? Well, we don't. Nick De Vries moves up from 6th in the championship, I think, to rival nearly Bird, if these results stand. But
Bird got a few points as well.
Yeah, he finished 9th, so 2 points. So yeah, I think just around about out. 25 points to 43. Actually, I think that might propel De Vries to the championship lead. Okay,
here we go.
This is it.
See.
So it's De Vries.
This is the final results at the moment.
So it's De Vries winning from Muller 2nd, Van Dorn is 3rd, Cassidy 4th, Rast 5th, 6th for Freins, 7th for Da Costa, Lynn 8th, Bird 9th, then is Degrassi and Dennis, followed by, and this is all out of the race. Are you ready for this? I'll do it in one breath. Turvey, Blomqvist, Nato, Mortara, Verline, Lotterer, Evans, Sete Camera, Gunther, Boemi, Roland and Sims. Half the race retiring.
With Roland and Sims being disqualified and not just not classified.
Precisely, yeah, disqualified. Yeah, and that decision's pending. Have you noticed how they're taking ages to load up the Drivers' Championship? Because they're not
Well, it's provisional as well, just like everything else. Here's Van Dorn being interviewed.
Oh, he's Jenny Gow. Nicky Shields saying never give up over there. Motorsport Broadcasting saying, what just happened?
Saying, I feel like I shouldn't be here.
I can see why. Not really a great race, this one. Well, it's a great race in terms of everything, but bizarre end and a decision that could take them all evening to decide what the actual order is for this race.
I sort of agree with Van Dorn. I don't think he really did a race deserving of finishing third.
Yeah.
But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
If he did finish third, because he hit 0% when he crossed the line. That's why we thought Cassidy would be promoted up. So I wonder why they're doing a count back. Maybe they've done the count back and Sims and Roland hit 0% way before. Roland was going for it anyway.
The second place for Muller, I'm just thinking, is really going to help Dragon in the team championship as well.
Yeah. Seymour Copran saying hello. And Synthol saying 10 DNFs and 2 disqualifications. What is this? Well, that's Formula E.
Yeah.
I can't wait until
that's what happens when suddenly the drivers end a safety car period with no energy and have to coast like crazy whilst keeping position.
Synthol saying, but why did Van Dorn not get disqualified? He was at 0% as well. Not a clue, because by
I think he may have just got to just
the line,
and coasted across the line, so it might have regened just before it hit 0%. I think because you can do that, lift and coast down the straight, I guess.
Because we called Cassidy third because he had 0.2 across the line, and then it just came 0.1 as he took the checker flag. So we'll.
Did I hear you correctly there? We called Cassidy third. I thought you said we called Cassidy's Bird. I know it's replacing Sam Bird.
Yeah, no, we called him third. Yeah. Well, they're getting ready for the podium, so they seem to be happy. It's De Vries, Muller and Van Dorn. But I've got a feeling that come tomorrow for the second race, which is an hour earlier if you're watching along with us, I think it's going to be all change. I don't think it's going to stay as it is. I can't see it. Because they literally surprised them coming out the last corner.
I can see Nissan protesting, that's for sure, Josh. But I think De Vries is probably still the winner.
Neo will protest. Because they were in strong positions and they've just been done dirty.
The line, though.
They had to come into the pit lane. They hit 0. They absolutely had to pit, so they're out of it. But we had 12 retirements and 10 of them were out, 2 disqualified so far. 12 finished, but I'm just looking and I can see several of these cars cross the line with absolutely no energy. And how on earth they've been allowed to keep that, I don't know.
Maybe because there was no one else behind them to finish ahead of them.
Yeah.
I think that's literally the case here, that they're just going to have to fill out the lower end of the points of people who just went the furthest before running out of energy.
Verline is going to be really angry if you think about it, because if he lost his first win in Mexico because of energy. So if they want to have similarity here, they're going to have to hold it.
I think Verline will be angry just for having both virgins pushing up away, basically.
But our first repeat winner of Season 7, as it stands, is Nick de Vries. He won in the first race in Diriyah, and now he's he won. Yeah, he won race 1 Diriyah. Now he's won race 2 here.
Listen to that Dutch national anthem.
Yes.
It's like Max Verstappen all over again. Although arguably, I know a lot of people who think Robin Freins and de Vries are slightly better than Verstappen, at least at street circuit racing anyway. I think Verstappen tends to struggle, I think crashing a lot at Monaco, for instance.
Well, we're at Monaco next, aren't we, after this one?
Well, after tomorrow, of course.
After tomorrow, yeah. In 8th
and of course, we got the rest of the calendar announced just a few days ago, didn't we?
What do you make of that calendar?
It's interesting. I'm very surprised we have fans at the circuit. So we got Puebla, Mexico, New York City, which is very surprising because in terms of COVID, because I thought that was one of the worst affected ones.
Yeah.
But hopefully they can still run it behind closed doors. There's also London, the first race at XL in London, sort of indoor-outdoor track, which we're all very excited for. I would be surprised if we can have people there in person. I think it's down to how the restrictions go in terms of easing stuff up, because that will be after sort of, I think it's June 12th.
Yeah.
Or is it July? Is the
July
sort of final
24th, July 25th for the British.
Yeah, July 24th, 25th is when the races can take place, but June 12th was sort of when.
Oh, everything's lifted. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that means we can have like sporting events with people there. It depends on whether it's safe to do so or not, because obviously we've got Europe quite badly hit by COVID at the moment, despite us somehow being able to race in Rome and these other places in Europe.
The only good thing is that we will get Monaco.
This is at the circuit, so it's away from a sort of civilian population. But then the season ends in Berlin, much like it did last year, except instead of having 6 races in 9 days, we got just the 2.
Yeah, just 2 races.
Berlin, I think, is quickly becoming a great place to sort of end the championship, isn't it?
I like it.
It's a good layout. It's got a decent atmosphere as well. It's got and a bit of history in terms of the Berlin airlift as well, of course. But yeah, as we look at the Mercedes, is that their performance engineer just lifting the?
I think it is. Yeah.
Lifting the trophy there, and well deserved. I think Mercedes with de Vries definitely managed it superbly. They could have got a 1-2 easily had they just done the admin work properly with those tyres. And is that going to cost Van Dorn a shot at the Drivers' Championship later in the year? You never know.
Well, Van Dorn had a big loss. Could have got 25 points like de Vries. Goes away with 15.
As far as damage limitation drives go, last to third isn't too bad. I've been saying that Turvey started last, but of course Van Dorn did. But Turvey qualified last, is what I was thinking of. But there you go, look, a little kiss for the trophy for Nico Muller. I'm happy with him. Nico Muller, he's one of Audi's drivers that I feel like he's always been sort of overlooked, isn't he, Nico Muller? Especially driving for the Dragon. I remember he was doing really well in Mexico last year and he crashed out quite early on. So it's great to see him on the podium. And nice to hopefully boost the morale of the Dragon team as well. And of course, de Vries, delighted to get a second win that puts him, like you say, I think potentially in the lead of the championship. It's definitely going to be, with Mercedes' pace, it's definitely going to change the picture of things by the end of this weekend in Valencia. So they're going to be making hay while the sun shines, or indeed while the rain continues to pelt down. It seems to have stopped at the moment, though.
So I can't believe I look. Jack Nicholls must be doing donuts because he was always a bit thingy like, oh, we haven't had a wet race. We've just had 3 wet races in a row, and tomorrow's going to be the same. You just can't write this stuff. I'm almost forgetting. Do you know? I am honestly almost forgetting what it's like to see a 5 red light start. And we've had it twice in Formula 1, and yet everything else just keeps going wrong. Every time we try something,
you think of the trade-off, having these really exciting races that keep going and starting under safety car. You think the trade-off is when we get these exciting things where everyone's running out of energy and it's basically a mad scramble to stay in front and not run out of energy.
I would agree with that. I would trade 5 lights for great starts, but if we're going to do rolling starts, do it IndyCar style, 2x2 to the line, get the green and go. But no,
I want everyone to end up in the gravel trap like saw happen to Lotta Mortara, Gunther, several others, and I just think Ian James, team principal of Mercedes, being interviewed. It's a second double podium I think Mercedes have had because they got double podium in Berlin at the end of last year as well.
Yeah,
So,
and they never got it back. Actually, it's 2 wins in a row for Mercedes as well. They won in Rome, race 2 with Van
that's
Dorn.
put them up in.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be in the lead of the constructors' championship. That's for sure.
They were only.
Well, they've already caught up to Jaguar. Yeah.
Jaguar had a shocking one today. Bird 9th and out of the race for Evans. So yeah.
Well, I think Evans really blew a lot of points there because Jaguar were doing really well. Bird was the one doing the best job in terms of being most efficient in saving energy. I think the advantage that we saw mid-race, at least, that the advantage that De Vries had was that he was at the front and sort of was able to read which way things were going as well. And we had a couple of, I think what also didn't help was some of the drivers going for attack mode just before the safety car. So they've got this thing that's burning energy away while they're coasting around. So yeah, that really may have, they may not have been using it, of course, but again, it's strategically you don't want to blow it. With the other thing is I don't know if everyone was able to use them all before the race ended. I didn't see. So I'm not sure if we're going to get additional penalties because of that. I'd be very surprised if we didn't.
You're reading my mind here because it just flashed up on the monitor that the provisional classification is now been withdrawn and the entire race is under investigation by the stewards.
Cool. There we go. So
they're going to have to watch
we're
back.
never short of controversy in Formula E. This is something that I feel like Formula E is often criticised for, isn't it? As we see James Barkley and Django being interviewed on the world feed. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Vernon's a brave man. Vernon is a brave man.
You look at Vernon's body language. He's sort of. It's almost like he's trying to pat him because of COVID restrictions. He can't. So he's just like trying to be very gentle.
Right, we'll have to go off air to save it for tomorrow.
We'll tell you tomorrow what the results of this race is. And it'll probably turn out that Turvey wins because he decided to stop before crossing the line.
If that happens, I'll think I might just go, oof, throw the entire thing up, let the commentary do it. Okay, hang on, just looking at this. So Lynn hit 0% on the last lap, as did Bird, Dennis, Turvey and Vern. They were already at 0 on that last lap. So this is, we're looking at the last lap now actually, so we'll stay with it actually. Through goes De Vries. He now hits less than 1%, but...
Yeah, 4.7 for the first corner.
For Da Costa, yeah. So De Vries got 3 left.
Rowan's already gone though. Rowan's gone at the point. Turvey's gone. Dennis is gone. Blomqvist is gone.
Van Dorn, yeah. Lynn pits, as does Mortara and Verline. They don't want any part of it. Dennis is gone. So, yeah, Blomqvist, Turvey, Dennis gone. And now they fade away.
I don't know why Alex Lynn pit there. I think there was no reason not to do an Oliver Rowland and just keep going and sort of...
deal with it later.
Do a little bit of regen or just sort of hope for the best, you know? I think I understand Oliver Rowland there because he's sort of like, right, I'm not going to get to the end anyway. I may as well just keep going.
Yeah, because anything could happen. Never, ever give up.
If he was like, had 1% left on the final lap like De Vries, then for sure lift and coast. And I think going in the pit lane is sort of like, there's no advantage to doing that, so I'm not sure why Lynn did that. But we ignored that in all the chaos.
What a strange race. Right, coverage details for tomorrow. We're on air an hour earlier than normal because the race got underway, I think, was it 2 o'clock today, British summer time? It gets underway at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so we're on air 12:45 for the build-up as well. Synthel's asking, actually, the question I was going to ask you, Ed, who's your driver of the day, if you've got one?
Oh. In terms of the whole race,
yes, yeah.
I think I don't know. I think Van Dorn did very well just to keep. I think De Vries is probably an easy standout, but I tend to go for someone who really judged it well and made up places. I would probably go for I think Cassidy and either Cassidy or Frines. Did Cassidy get ahead near the end there?
Cassidy 4th, Frines 6th.
So, yeah, I think I would go for Nick Cassidy, especially because of how badly Rome went. I thought he judged this really well and was able to just slice his way through, save energy behind Frines down the straight, crucially enough. And I think that was just really good management by Virgin, and they banked a lot of points out of that race as a result, where others tripped up. So for me, Frines stands out, even though I think De Vries also did really, really well. No, Cassidy.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you to Ed Hunter for joining me in the commentary box once again. It seems like I said just before we went on air and we heard it was a safety car start, I called him a curse. I think actually, Ed, you've got a curse of delivering great races.
Every time I put this hat on, it seems that something mad happened.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, I was doing that before I started commentating review as well for Formula E. So.
Everything always goes wrong when one of us is in the box.
Well, not wrong for everyone.
No, great for De Vries though, and especially
and
we
the
see
audience watching as well. I'm sure
Yes.
they're enjoying it, even though we're struggling to get in and get the microphone working and get the picture working.
yeah, lot of tech issues, but we made it work. Well, thanks to Ed as well. We'll be back tomorrow for the second race of the Valencia ePrix. Gets underway at 1 o'clock British Summer Time. We're on air 15 minutes before 12:45 British Summer Time as well, for all of the analysis from the third practice, the second qualifying, and then live commentary for the race as well. And plus, Formula 1 returns next weekend for the Portuguese Grand Prix and MotoGP races in Spain as well at Jerez. So it's all moving around. An interesting race then here today. It's still going to be a long time before we know the actual results. The stewards saying they're going to investigate the entire race overnight. Who knows what's going to happen next? Join us tomorrow to find out. For us all here, though.
Start is
Bye for now.